back to the One Way Out podcast. I'm Angel. I'm here with Paul and Greg. Thanks for having me again, guys.
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Hello.
We're excited. I'm just scared, but we're excited.
Scared?
Yeah. Well, actually, I shouldn't say scared. I'm more upset that it's over.
Yeah. It's sad that our Maul reviews have come to a close until season 2 starts.
Hopefully sooner than later. I heard they're already way well underway with it, so
Well, yeah, that's good.
maybe sooner than later. We'll have other Star Wars things, I guess, to keep me happy for a little bit. Mandalorian and Grogu, 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one too.
We got Ahsoka at the end of the year. Heard some rumors of some stuff. I didn't see any official stuff. I heard they're doing a Tales of the Skywalker series. Don't know if that's true or not.
Who's going to
Which
be
Skywalker?
the main character?
I don't know. It just says Tales of Skywalker. I'm assuming since it kind of bounces back and forth sometimes, maybe
But I thought the main trilogies is
the Tales of Skywalker.
what? I thought that was the Tales of Skywalker.
Are they planning on continuing Rey's story or something?
I don't know. I just saw a thing about it that it was supposed to be rumored to be announced on May 4th. Everything else they rumored was announced, like the third Knights of the Republic video game, and some of the other gaming stuff and show stuff. So that was the only thing that they didn't announce that they were saying. I didn't think it'd be this year, even if it was coming out, because obviously Maul was still going on May the 4th, and normally they like to throw them out there on May the 4th and not even tell people. So
Yeah. And I saw something, and I think it was a repost from last year, but I saw something about Kenobi.
yeah, there's been a lot of rumors and stuff. There's nothing official. I mean, believe me, I check often because I like, as much as I love the character, I would love to see. I'm not saying the show wasn't good, but I'd love to see the show be great.
Yeah.
The Kenobi show?
Yeah.
Yes, I feel like in terms of live-action Star Wars show, it was easily one of the weaker ones, which really does suck, because it's you have such a love for that character, and even what you could do with young Leia and stuff, and you got to at least see some good character personality from her.
Yeah, I thought the cast for the most part
Yeah.
was pretty good. I think the writing was a little,
Correct.
little off
100%.
on it, and
Yep.
I felt like things were being forced, and I just didn't. Obviously we always talk about the slow motion Leia kid running and it's the same as the slow motion speeders in Book of Boba Fett, but like I said, the last 2 episodes in the series I thought were great, but it could have used a little bit of more of an oomph on the show. Maybe they should have used Maul like the original plan was on the show and had Maul be on it.
I mean, that would have been interesting if Maul, because that puts him in how many different series now?
Yeah, well, I know Filoni was the one who pushed really hard. He's like, no, it can't be Maul. It has to be Vader. Let's save Maul for another time, type thing. So.
What's the sidetrack conversation? Obviously here, what is at the beginning of the episode when Obi-Wan is cutting up that beast in the desert with the other
Which I thought that
people?
scene was awesome. But
Well, what kind of beast is that again?
Was that a crate dragon?
I don't think they said it was a crate dragon. I mean, maybe it
Did
was.
they say what it was?
I feel like
Someone
somewhere.
tell us in the comments.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Tell us in the comments.
Well, regardless,
Yeah, for real.
Anytime I think of the Obi-Wan show, that's probably the first thing that comes back to mind. Basically, I just picture Obi-Wan eating sashimi
It's
in the
sand sushi.
Sand sashimi.
Yeah.
That's all that comes to my mind.
I mean, it did kind of look a little bit like tuna visually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we'll definitely do an episode talking about Obi-Wan. I'd like to do that. I'd like to watch through it again, and some homework for everyone. Watch through it. And Logan and I were actually talking last night. 2 episodes I would love to do is we would watch each of the Ewok movies, and we would do episodes on them. Because I super enjoy. I don't know if it was because that's around the time I was a child. But I really, really enjoy the Ewok movies. Mm-hmm. I love how, Wicket can eventually talk English because he's with this girl for 3-4 years, communicating with her, and he can speak broken English,
I've never seen or heard of the Ewok movies.
Are you never heard of them?
You're speaking of foreign
They're
language
on
to me
Disney
right now.
Plus.
Foreign language.
They're on Disney Plus.
Are they new?
No, they're
they're
like
from
80s.
They were right after Return of the Jedi. They were made.
I would expect.
And they're basically the gist of it is this family like crashes on Endor.
Okay.
And they're like stuck there, and there's different bad guys they fight and stuff like that. But in the second movie, it goes crazy because like the whole family dies except for the one girl, and she's the one that's with Wicket and stuff like that, and that's why like they're close. She can speak some Ewok language, and Wicket can speak some English, and it's interesting. It is like I enjoyed it because like I said I don't know the exact dates. If I had to guess, they probably came out in like '87, and that's. Yeah, you should watch it.
Well, my favorite thing from the Ewoks in all of Star Wars are the Battlefront video games.
I knew you were gonna say
well,
that.
they have so not only the original two, where you just get to whip spears and rocks at stormtroopers, but then in the most recent Star Wars Battlefront 2, so the newest of the Battlefront generation, they eventually came out with like this like little night mission on Endor.
That's awesome.
Oh, talk about fun! That's so much fun.
Fun fact:
that's 10 times more fun than the actual game.
Let me see my DLT-19 just start blasting teddy bears in the forest.
Well, the second generation of the Battlefront games are actually the reason why I bought an Xbox One and didn't just stick with my Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Back when they came out.
R.I.P. Battlefront, because right when it was getting good, they brought out Capital Conquest, and you finally had the game in a great spot, and then they
I remember
bailed on it.
I remember I was playing I got Battlefront 2, and I'm like, this is horrible. Like, this isn't even fun to me. And I put it, I shelved it for a long time, and then I started playing some games with you, and you were playing like, oh no, it's much better now. They fixed that, and they did.
Oh, they fixed everything.
They fixed so many things. My always complaint is I had such a hard time though. Like the character name tags above the characters wasn't enough to show me who was friendly and enemy. Like I just had such a hard time with so much going on for my eyes to focus on that.
Some old eyes.
I'm just not honestly. These games are so fast paced for me. I'm just not good at these games. I'm just take me back to the old arcade. Now you play some Mortal Kombat.
No, I remember just after Capital Conquest mode came out, and you could be a B2 battle droid on some type of Venator or Separatist ship, and I just remember going down the hallways. You'd activate overload mode, and you're just sitting there. I mean, just lighting up clones down a hallway, and just talk about just good memories.
Yeah. The original Battlefront 2 for me was it.
I think I still have those upstairs.
Yeah. So.
Well, we got way off topic here.
Yeah, it's okay.
But regardless.
Anyway, so how about that mall?
Yeah, so...
You got any more of that mall?
Any more of that?
Any more of that mall? I wish that we had the time to talk about it. Because obviously we had the Penn Cinema showing. Thank you, Paul, for setting that up.
Yeah.
And Alicia pointed out, while we were watching the episodes, I was kicking my feet like a happy little kid because it was hilarious.
Either that or you were extremely nervous.
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. Seriously, because my hands were writhing and my feet were kicking, and there were so many times where I audibly went, "Oh my God!" Like, whoa.
I heard that Greg said that in one. Greg had a moment like that. We'll get to it again.
Oh yes.
In this episode, Greg had that moment too.
No spoilers.
It's the only. It's the only. Yeah.
Not yet.
No spoiler. There's not gonna.
Well, there's going to be spoilers in this episode.
Don't watch.
Just to be clear, we haven't gotten to any of that yet, but there are spoilers for Maul Episode 9 in this podcast. So just make sure you've seen that before you continue past this point.
Sorry for the Obi-Wan spoils and the Battlefront 2 spoils. Should have been there.
And
Should have
the
been there a long time
Ewok
ago.
movies.
Anyways, you're spoiling that for me.
That Angel knew nothing about. Angel knew nothing.
I can't help I was born in 95.
Oh my God.
I know. You guys are old men.
Yeah.
Dirty 30. Dirty 30.
30.
Dirty 30.
All right. Well, so let's get to the episode.
Yeah.
Oh, can we please? Oh,
yes. So it starts out with the Empire patrolling and searching Janix, obviously for the fugitives. Mm-hmm. Maul and his crew and Lawson. Well, I call Lawson. I guess we give him so much credit, but we'll say Daki and his crew. And they're patrolling the streets. The ships are flying around with the lights in the buildings and stuff like that. It's a quick little sequence, but it's pretty neat.
Something I want to point out there, and it's kind of something I mentioned before, and you mentioned at the Penn Cinema premiere, when we were doing the pre-show. The introduction of a second Star Destroyer kind of makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
one Star Destroyer is a big deal. A second one enters the system. It's kind of a really big deal.
Yeah, it is kind of a really big deal, and we noticed later on. We'll talk about that a little bit. Some different kinds of ships come from that Star Destroyer.
I pointed that out in between the episodes.
You did, and like you just sometimes like you miss those things, right? You know, so I'm glad you did. But the next thing we go to the big meeting between Maul and Dryden Voss. I did want to point out that I actually thought the voice actor for Dryden Voss was the same person who voiced Obi-Wan in Clone Wars. It sounded very similar, but it's actually not. The voice actor's name is Scott White, and obviously he's taking over the voice for Paul Bettany. So
I would have loved to have seen Paul Bettany actually come in and do like a little cameo voice for Dryden Voss. That would have been special.
Yeah. It definitely, I knew instantly it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Well, that screams to me that there's going to be a lot more Dryden Voss in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, for sure. And, you know, I don't know, maybe he has some, like, vision stuff going on.
Well, we did see animated Dryden Voss one time, and it was in the Clone Wars. It was in season 7.
Yeah.
He basically made that brief appearance.
With Prince Shizor and...
Yeah, you had the Black Suns.
And wasn't there also
and
wasn't there also the father to what's his name from the sequel trilogy? The redheaded guy. What's his name? Hawks.
Oh, Admiral Hux?
Yeah, wasn't it his father? Or no, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of in Mandalorian. Is what I'm thinking of with that.
Yes.
I'm thinking of the Mandalorian.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. But anyway.
No, just the crime families. You get to see him just briefly, and that's the only time you don't hear him talking. So this is the first time we actually get to hear him talk, which is kind of nice.
Yeah,
well,
for sure.
Obviously in the last episode as well.
Mm-hmm. So basically, their conversation is, you know, a quote from Maul: "Let us hear what Crimson Dawn has to offer." So basically, the offer is this: I save you. I bring a ship in. I get you out of there. You do something for me. Pretty simple little exchange. I mean, sounds simple, but you know, maybe it's not as simple as it sounds. Leading into probably season 2, I'm assuming. So basically, Maul is tasked to take out the Crimson Dawn leader. I think it was Boss Rontero. Is how they said it. So Dryden Voss can take over Crimson Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was interesting, and it's definitely a good lead up, I believe, to what's going to be going on in season 2.
Absolutely.
You know, and which we talked about this before. Either it was off the footage or during it, that I would like to see them leave the planet and go to a different planet. Like I'd like to see them exploring some other locations.
I think we talked about that during the preview show before these 2 episodes of Penn Cinema.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Penn Cinema, Flagship.
Flagship, yeah. A couple other things that Dryden Voss mentioned was don't be late at the meeting spot. And Maul says then there's last thing I have to attend to. He's talking to Rucast about that after the Dryden Voss thing. He says, one more thing I have to attend to. We obviously know that is Devin.
Mm-hmm.
And basically they realize that the plan ain't going to work the way they want to go to get out of the city. And Maul says Lawson will provide the way, pretty much. So,
which keep that little note in mind.
Yeah.
For when he says that, and basically it's like getting ready to use Lawson's knowledge. There's that little nugget that comes along slightly later.
Yeah, I thought it was cool that this episode starts out with pretty much, I believe, what's going to lead right into season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got it out of the way. They didn't leave it for like the last episode. They got it out of the way now, so we can focus these last 2 episodes on the most important things about the series. So.
Oh yeah, it's interesting that he really kind of hones in on the fact that Lawson's gonna know all of the sneaky tricks of the underworld for that planet too.
Yeah. One of the next things that came up is Boots is talking to Lawson, and he mentions his comm thing no longer works, so he can't listen to what's going on with the police and stuff like that, and he's like. He basically says, I guess I'm now a fugitive of the law. And I thought that was interesting.
Yes, Boots, you are.
Yeah.
Put your boots back on.
We didn't see that. We basically had speculation that was going to happen. It didn't happen.
It was going to be like a big old, like, the Rambo arm up scene where he's like doing the thing and putting the knife in the sheath and tying his boots.
We're going to say in season 2 he's going to get a present and he's going to open it. There's going to be new boots in it.
Yep.
That's I think what's going to happen. They're going to make a whole episode about his boots, him getting his boots. But yeah. So next, Devin is having a dream or nightmare, whatever you want to call it, or vision, about a meeting spot. And the meeting spot is a statue of a woman.
Is that like a Sith text message?
I guess it's a Sith text message.
Well, think about it. So, I believe it's Revenge of the Sith, when Anakin is having his visions, and even in Attack of the Clones when he's having his visions about his mother. Now, in this instance, yes, it's almost a Sith text message. It's Maul. Meet me here. And so when Anakin has his visions in episodes 2 and 3, is that a Sith text message from Sidious?
100%.
Yeah.
Like the
100%.
Because obviously, like, he sees, like Anakin's mother does die. Padme does die.
He does see the future of what's going to happen there.
Correct.
Just like Yoda and everyone else has seen glimpses of the future. It doesn't mean they're going to be true, but it's a possibility. Luke as well. Luke has to go, he has to leave his training to go help his friends. Like, even though he didn't know what the fate was going to be, he still did it.
He just knew they were in trouble.
Disobeying Yoda. Everyone disobeys Yoda. I don't get it. But whatever.
Do teenagers listen to their parents all the time? No.
Yeah, no. One yes, and to the other one no. They don't. So yeah. So basically, a meeting spot is at a statue. Dak even says to her, "Someone has put this image in your mind."
Oh yeah, he jumps right on it.
And he's like, "No dream, a suggestion by Maul." And then Daki's like, "We got to keep moving," because at this point, he senses the Inquisitors are close by. It doesn't state that, but you feel that is what's going on, because he quickly changes the conversation. Like, yeah, we got to keep moving.
And the moment they bail out, the Inquisitors are walking through the door, and the chair's spinning.
Now I see everyone's calling that Inquisitor the Crow.
The 11th brother.
Yeah.
Yes, which I thank you for clarifying that for me. Not only did you guys say it, but you also sent it to me just for clarification purposes.
I know in our in our little talking heads last night, we I brought up the whole deflating head thing. Did you get a chance to look at that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch it, but I'm going to take you at your face value for it.
Yeah, he shared the clip with you, and it shows it does like
from Tales of the Jedi, right?
Yeah, it's literally the same thing that happens pretty much to, I feel, to Merrick in Ahsoka. Same thing, it's like the spirits leaving the body type thing. Which, once again, we know nothing about this or why it happens, but
in the Ahsoka series, though, we do see the stormtroopers that are cobbled back together, so to speak, and they're kind of undead, which I found that to be a very nice throwback to that Death Troopers comic. Did you guys ever see the Death Troopers comic?
No.
So there's an entire, it's like a Halloween offshoot thing of a Star Destroyer just kind of floating off in space, and it's disabled, if I'm remembering the story correctly.
Yeah, I know the story.
What's that?
I know the story.
Okay, so they go on to the Star Destroyer to figure out what's going on, and it's full of all these undead
zombie stormtroopers.
Zombie stormtroopers.
It's similar. I think they tried to pull that one Clone Wars episode to be similar. That one where Padme's up in the ship, and people would get the other troopers get some kind of disease or virus or whatever. In that one Clone Wars episode,
right? And then
you talking about the Parasite episode?
Yeah,
the Geonosian Parasite episode,
where they're in space, right? And Padme's the one with them in space, and then they go to save her, and she's the one. But I believe that the idea was kind of adapted from this, what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at with that. That they adapted from that, because I remember in Ahsoka when she does kill Merrick, it's that, and sometimes when the stormtroopers die, it's like that black purple dust comes out, and I was just like, is that?
Yeah, I don't remember the black purple dust thing, but I do remember. I know I've seen a lot of cool cosplay costumes over the years of zombie stormtroopers.
The black purple dust.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
anyway, so they get to the meeting spot at the statue. You know, Docky pretty much pushes everyone aside and says, "I'll go talk to him." You know, and obviously you could see shows Maul's face, like he knows they're there. He's obviously, we know Maul's not stupid. And basically, Maul says there's nothing at play other than we need to work together to get off this planet.
Which I like when he says that is when Rick Cast on the Mandalorians and Barrio all kind of appear from the shadows.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect image of the title of the episode, Strange Allies.
Yeah.
It's like, we are all strangers. We all don't like each other. This is our time that we have to ally.
Well, especially Vario and Lawson. It seems like they've had such a history together of, you know, Vario getting either arrested or Lawson coming after him or whatever. So, yeah, it's that's an exciting thing, them getting together. I wasn't expecting what happens soon after, but it was exciting. So, yeah, so basically, Lawson says to Maul his plan won't work to get out of the city that way. And Maul says, well, I'm assuming you know a better way. Like, it's like almost like, oh, it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
it wasn't,
It
it wasn't planned at all that we get together and, you know, and you show us out how to get out. And he says he does. And Maul's like, it's a fair deal. You show us how to get out and we provide the ship for you to get out as well. And even at this point, they agree to work together and Docky agrees. But we have the way he said it was actually pretty cool because he was like, I will agree to this, but we have to remain cautious of the Shadow Lord. I thought that was pretty cool to
roll the credits.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool to throw that in there. You know, they're walking through the building. Then they go through this building, and one thing Docky says to Devin is, "You have been hiding something from me." And then Devin explains that I have Maul saved Riley and me from the Inquisitors, and you know, and Docky's right away. He's like, "Did he help you for your sake or for his own?"
Which it's smart of Docky to subliminally plant all of these messages because Maul's doing the same thing. Like you basically have Devin in the middle, and you have the angel and the devil on the shoulders, and they're both just whispering.
I can't believe you would call Docky a devil. That is crap, Angel. That is so crap that you call Docky a devil.
Yeah.
Because in Maul's eyes, he's the hero here.
So. And it's his show, Angel.
Maul is not the hero. Maul is the victim.
That's true. He is the victim.
He is the victim.
He
does not see himself as a hero. He sees himself as the victim, and he will have his revenge.
He will. Well, we hope he will. Well, to an extent, I guess. The next part is they run into troopers, and they're in the way of where they need to go next. And, you know, this scene here is amazing. And Greg's favorite character, Spybot, jams their comms. They're like, Spybot, jam the comms, and he's like, loves it. He says something.
Oh, my God, yeah, he's so good at that. He jams the comms so good.
He does. And this, like I said, this next sequence, it's going to be hard to explain it because it's pretty awesome.
Well, I'll try.
Go ahead.
So basically, they're all kind of standing outside of the building. There's is it an 8? What is it, Walker? Or
so
it's a ship, right?
So yet again, it's not the ATST. It's the premature
precursor
model.
to that?
And it's. I said before in an episode, I think it was like an ATD.
Yeah, it's a Walker.
Okay.
It's the first generation Walker.
It's a Walker.
So there's a bunch of
and there's like two bark speeders there.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if they're still bark speeders at that point.
Well, they look like bark speeders still, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Which would make sense. Like still phasing out.
So Maul goes sauntering out there like nothing's wrong, just like I'm supposed to be here, and just walks up, and he gets about as close as he can until they realize that something's not right here, and then the lightsaber comes on. And all hell breaks loose.
Well, one thing what you said that was awesome that he did, he lights it and drags it through the ground with him, which I realized they do that in Tales of the Empire, the one scene.
Yeah.
Or no, it's actually the scene with he's talking about with Ahsoka and the Inquisitor.
Yep, he
the Inquisitor
drags
it through the
saber
ground.
through the ground.
I would do that if I was.
Talk about an intimidation factor. It's almost like just carrying like a giant like executioner's axe behind you.
You know, it'd be funny if the floor would have fell out accidentally underneath him from him dragging his lightsaber through the ground.
There's something I want to point out with this scene that you're going to see across a lot of this episode, and obviously, you know, we saw both episodes last night at the theater. Something you're going to see in the next episode as well. and that is pay attention to all these scenes where they are getting ready to get into some sort of conflict. Who's the person that's always at the front?
Oh yeah, he isn't using other people to be at the front.
Is this Maul's manipulation coming into play again? Like, Daki, taking the defensive approach, the passive approach, is always behind Maul. Maul is always in front of Daki and Devin in every single fight that comes. He's standing in front.
Maul just reeks of aggression.
Mm-hmm.
I think he also wants to be like more like show everyone who's really in charge.
My point exactly.
Like this is I'm in charge. Whether you think it or not, I'm in charge. Mm-hmm. It's the same. What's going to get into season 2 with Dryden Voss? Dryden Voss just thinks he's going to take over this empire, but we know really quickly that that's probably going to change.
The moment he puts those Beskar legs on Maul, he's done.
Yeah, I know that's happening too. It has to happen. Why are they foreshadowing the crap out of his legs? He has to get like Beskar legs or something. It has to happen.
So Maul goes charging forward towards the Barks and the Walker.
Yep.
And quickly dispatches he's quickly deflecting anything. The Barks go driving by, and there's another thing that happens with these Barks that I really liked, and that was when Riley engages the Barks, and you instantly see that his gun is in stun mode.
Yeah.
He's a kid. He's not at that part of his life where he's ready to take a life.
I mean, Grogu doesn't mind it.
Grogu's how old?
That's Grogu.
Grogu
also
I guess he's not a kid.
Steals cookies
like 50,
from other
50
children.
years old.
Yeah. Does that make you guys almost kids?
It makes me feel. Oh man, I'll be a kid forever.
Look, if my knees felt better, I'd say yes.
But yeah, I'm sure we all thought it. He was just gonna go up to the Walker and like chop a leg off. And I was gonna fall over, but it was a lot more than that.
Oh, it was so good though.
Yeah, I mean, he chops the one leg off, and then throws his lightsaber through the thing, and it like tips over one leg, and when it crashes, it's like they're trying to get out, and it just blows up.
So even when he goes and hits the leg, there's like, Greg really described it really nicely when you said that these lightsaber battles, or like the way that you wield the lightsaber, just feels so real. Like when Maul gets that leg, he hits it, and it almost like stops, and he pushes it through.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like that's when the leg severs.
Well, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, we see it with like the doors and how they take them. It's not a quick slice through the door. It's the metal you would have fought. Like, even though your lightsaber is super hot, it's going to take time to melt through that metal. Yeah. And I honestly, that's cool you said it because I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think twice of that until that was just brought up. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all about the physics and the way they've taken such care to have reality. In play with all of that stuff.
Well, there's a scene in Rebels when Kanan and Ezra are riding on a speeder that's being operated by Ryder Azadi. Ryder Azadi, right?
Okay, yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
And they fly underneath of one of these walkers, and it's probably because they're doing it at speed, because they both stick their lightsabers out and simultaneously chop the legs off the walker, but they're traveling at speed. So it's so interesting, like I said, like the comparison between that scene where they're traveling at speed on the speeder and are able to basically just go through it like butter, whereas Maul, he's jumping up to it and it's a slow cut through. And then, yes, like you said, just walks forward and just does one of those awesome Maul saber throws.
And he's just like...
and like, I know that we were all like, did you guys see that? Did you see that?
I'm like, is Devin and Daki watching this right now? Are they going to think twice before they try to fight him again?
Well, they do watch, and they very nicely cut to them, and Devin is like, look at that power. Yeah. My master's never done anything like this, and Daki looks over at her, and he's like she's impressed by Maul. Yeah. Like, she sees what he's doing, and like she's like, that's how we fight the Empire. With this raw power and aggression. And like I said, you see it on her face. You see Daki look at her with that concerning, like, crap. Like, she likes that. She sees this and she likes that.
I mean...
And then they move
Devin
forward.
just got brought home by a guy on a motorcycle and Daddy's not happy.
Oh.
But I mean, realistically, at this point, they have to understand that they're not going to take on even these Inquisitors without him. Like, they're not going to be able to.
Not a chance.
They might, give him a little bit of a run for their money, but they're not.
But you'll notice too, though, Docky is his injuries still haven't gone. He's not feeling any better. He's as every engagement comes, he's taking a hit. He's starting to just he's worse for the wear every minute that he's on screen in combat.
Which is great because Maul does the same thing, but Maul powers through it.
Yeah.
The first thing you see Maul do right when he's getting out and getting ready to ignite his lightsaber, he does a little leg kick. Like,
Make sure it's working.
Let me loosen up this thing.
It's like that Henry Cavill arm reload.
Oh, exactly. He's doing his leg reload.
Yeah.
Mechanical leg reload.
Yeah. The next part is pretty cool because, like, as awesome as that sequence was, they also gave themselves away.
Mm-hmm.
You see the Inquisitors looking over, they see the smoke, and Merrick says they are making their escape.
Yeah, it's obvious.
What a cool scene, too, with, like, that watercolor plume of smoke in the air on, like, that nice, like, greenish and dark background.
Cool.
Yeah, it's so cool the way they have the city lit at night.
Like you said it, and we've said it actually multiple episodes.
Multiple times, yeah.
But, like, it is like you're, like, watching a show that is based around, like, some of the most phenomenal paintings is how it feels like. Like, it's like a lot of those scenes I would love to have the actual picture to hang on my wall because they're phenomenal.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of that available.
I'm sure for the right money all that's available.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So next they enter the building and eventually they question, like, is Lawson actually, like, showing them the way? We don't sense a way. There's nothing there. And then Lawson, basically points to the ground. And they lift the grate up, and they go down into what I would assume is their version of the sewer.
Yeah, it's was it like an underground power conduit maintenance?
Yeah, I don't recall what
something?
he said it was.
Yeah, he does say that I know he mentions that, like, they caught a smuggler or something here before. That's how he knew about it.
Did they say that they caught it? I guess I'm trying to think back. Did he say they caught a smuggler or that they were smuggling somebody out?
Yeah, maybe something like
No,
that.
something
he
like
definitely
that.
he definitely said that they were tracking somebody, and that was the method that they tracked them there when they were trying.
Yeah,
to
'cause he was
escape.
like, who would have ever thought I
Yeah.
would have had to use it or something like that? He
Okay,
says.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, but Lawson next, you see him talking to Boots, and he says, "These guys are gonna double cross us as soon as we get out of the city." He
Yeah.
lets Boots know, like, be cautious here. Like, they're definitely gonna double cross us. And I mean that's going as far as what he knows of just Vario, I'm sure, as well. Like, Vario, little sneaky Vario.
Well, he's looking for every chance to.
Yeah.
He's your typical crime guy. He'll throw anybody under the bus.
Yeah,
just to
he'll
survive
sell
and
his
get on
grandma
top.
for $5.
Oh, 100%.
Well, it's funny because he was like, he wanted Freed to leave,
Yep.
and he never left.
Yep.
He never left. He's still
No,
there.
he just stayed. I mean, he's got to figure he's on the radar now.
Well, I think he's trying to get in good with Crimson Dawn, but I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't see what I know of Dryden Voss. I don't see. I don't see him being a character that Dryden Voss would put up with much. It doesn't seem like his kind of character.
No, Dryden doesn't seem to have a lot of patience. And Vario taxes your patience
Yeah.
because he thinks he's funny.
He's a button pusher.
Yeah, and like I said, he thinks he's funny. He thinks he's that guy. Like, oh, I'll just say a little joke, and everybody's gonna, and nobody's laughing. Ah, well.
So next, after we show them talking, we see Rucast and Maul talking, and she says to Maul, "What are we gonna do about the old man?" And this next part is awesome. What Maul says, and like at first he said it, and like before he finished, I'm like, man, his compassion levels are amazing. And then it goes out the window real fast. He says, "Have some respect, Rook. He is a Jedi Master. We need him
For now.
for now."
There's so many times that when characters are talking in these scenes where like there's so much double meaning. Obviously, in this case, they just spell it out right away. But even if you just like think about it just for like a second, because obviously it takes just a moment for him to get past it. It is still like there's still something to respect there. He can still fight. Like he's still a fighter. Let's respect him as a fighter. But then yes, he quickly gets to that next thing.
He actually reminds me a lot of Yoda in his fighting. Like, you've seen a lot more of like the jumping around and stuff like that. It just reminded me a lot more of like Yoda.
Okay.
Maybe there will be a connection someday. Maybe there won't. I don't know. Soon after, the Inquisitors figure out their secret passage. The troopers tell them they're not here. They came this way. They don't exist. And the Inquisitors sniff out the secret passage.
I like when Merrick first walks up to the trooper that is basically relaying that message. Merrick kind of like
smells him.
Gets up in his exactly, almost like sniffing him, like sniffing out, like, you telling me the truth? You telling me a lie? Like, are you just a lazy trooper who didn't look hard enough?
I'm thinking what I got out of that scene, and I'm glad you brought it up because I don't have it on my notes. But what I got out of that was he was the trooper that was probably stunned, so he smelled the battle on him. I thought he was going to kill him.
Well, you saw the troopers. He went, huh.
Yeah,
like the relief.
I was hoping he was going to kill him.
I thought so. That's how I was taking it. That he was the trooper that was stunned. So he failed in the battle but lived. Mm-hmm. I thought he was going to kill that trooper.
I love that Merrick has an expressionless face because there's so much. It's almost like the same way in the Mandalorian. Like, look how much emotion he's able to show behind that helmet. Same thing with Merrick. Merrick has that helmet on, but just the non-verbal movements.
Yeah,
like you feel so much of that emotion.
Katie Sackhoff with Bo-Katan, she does really well at that too. With like just the simple like shoulders down and head down, like those simple things like that are pretty awesome. So the crew realizes soon that they come to this like big like lake of toxic waste.
It's an acid lake.
Can I cut you off once before we get there?
You can cut me off.
I apologize.
Whatever you want.
There's something that really stood out to me when we were watching that I really enjoyed. It's when the two Inquisitors walk in, and as they kind of walk past, they stop and are like, they both can sense where they went. So that's when they turn around and go back to the crate. But it's the shot of, I thought it was so unique that's how they did it. They were acting as if the camera was in the tunnel, shooting up towards their faces. And something like that I really enjoyed was the 11th brothers, because he has like those glowing red eyes.
Yeah.
They're almost looking, and like you can see him just kind of peering through the crate from a distance. That gave me such like a haunting feeling, because you almost feel like this is a game of hide and go seek. I'm hiding under this crate. They both are like, they sense you, and then they walk back, and his piercing red eyes are staring down into the crate. It almost gave me like It vibes or something, like just very haunting. I thought that was really cool how they did that.
Yeah, I have to watch that again. I don't really recall that.
I mean, you definitely. I had this feeling of like, well, you can't get away from them. That's for sure.
It felt like that classic horror movie. Like there's no escaping.
Well, I mean, realistically, what are the Inquisitors? They are trained to track, find, and kill the Jedi,
and they're awesome at it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
they're cool.
They're trackers. They are the Dungeons and Dragons Ranger. You know what I mean? They're made to do these things and to find these Jedi. So like they're good at it. But anyway, they get to this toxic waste lake, which they say it's the waste from the city.
Yep.
And you realize it is like acid.
But I gotta ask, what have they been feeding everybody in that city?
Taco Bell. What do you mean? What?
It's all McDonald's.
Yeah. So
and Arby's.
Too much calf.
Too much
calf.
They point out real fast that there's no way to cross the toxic waste. Riley finds an old skiff, and then they say that one doesn't work, but then they see another one out, and Spybot brings it back, and they're like, we can take 2 people at a time, and Vario's like, this is going to take forever. 2 of us at a time.
Yeah.
He's just letting you know what the audience is thinking.
Like, we're going to watch them take 2. There's like 13 people here.
That's that moment where you're like, well,
I can't even match that.
So this is where the battle's going to happen.
But Spybot said something cool I wanted to bring up.
Yes.
When they're on it, he's like, no touchy.
No touchy.
Yeah, he freaks out, which is great because like Maul's allowed to pet him as much as he wants.
Yeah.
But the moment no touchy.
At this time, Lawson actually apologizes to Riley about not being a great father. Riley says, look, on the bright side, this is the most time we spent together in a long time.
Yeah. That's a cool scene.
But it was a touching moment. It wasn't like he didn't mean it. He didn't say it in like a nasty way to his father. It was like a touching moment where like he understands it's not his fault and stuff like that. So
it's just another reason why we want a Lawson and Two Boot show. Oh, I would love it. They're fleshing out those characters. So
they should call it Lawson's Boots.
If they need any
Law
names,
boots.
they're going to come to you too, because you guys have come up with like 20 different names for what this buddy cop show is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we didn't see Mrs. Lawson at all.
We still haven't seen
How are we-
Mrs. Lawson.
How are we on the edge to next season with Mrs. Lawson?
Maybe Dragon
she
Boss
remarried.
has her in a prison cell on what's that planet
here,
they're on?
here we go. The Mrs. Lawson conspiracy theorist over here.
So,
Orange is the new Mrs. Lawson.
oh my god. Yeah. So next part I thought was a pretty cool scene. Docky senses something is coming, but he's the only one who senses it.
Or does Maul sense it and just not let it on?
I don't know, man. Like, Maul's at risk here too,
Yeah.
but he senses it, and out of nowhere these Inquisitors like fly in.
Oh, and they were
Intense.
aggressive.
Yeah.
That was because here's exactly how I thought it was going to. They get to that, you know it's going to be a battle.
Yeah.
I'm expecting the same slow in approach that Maul does just moments before outside.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, the aggression, like a pack of attack dogs.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, if I think Maul has referred to them, I think yet again back to the Malachor episode in Rebels, Vader's dogs.
It almost had that sound when they came in. I mean, I'll have to watch it again, but you remember how, like, when the Emperor first charges Mace Windu, and it's like, it almost was like that sound. And then the troopers come in shooting at the rest of the crew because they're Maul's people and Lawson, and then they're kind of stunned from what to do because there's so much moving and intensity going on. They probably think right away we're going to shoot one of our own people. But then quickly stormtroopers come in and they have plenty of people to shoot at. And they do.
Yeah, you had to give the background character something to do.
Yeah. Maul being the great and good civilian that he is.
Great and good civilian.
Yeah. He tells them the cross.
You know, I have to say, I do wonder. He did a lot of things that were, and has throughout the course of this episode, he's done a lot of things that were selfless. They came, well, at the very least, they come across more selfless than I personally expected out of Maul. He made some decisions where he told other people to run or other people to get away, or I'll take care of this. You guys stay safe. In essence, I'm paraphrasing.
When does he make those decisions?
When people are watching.
When Devin's watching.
Well, when anyone's watching at this point.
When Devin is
That's
present,
a good point.
He always takes that selfless approach. He always makes that selfless decision. He's the first in line. He's the first to lead. And you'll notice during this fight scene, if you pay close attention, Maul is almost always able to handle one of the Inquisitors alone by himself. If you pay attention to Docky always has either Maul or Devin needing his assistance.
But we also know that Docky is quote-unquote wounded. They didn't show it a lot in this episode, but in other episodes they really pushed the fact that he was wounded. But yeah.
But I mean, you bring up the fact that Maul's legs are all jacked up too. So
I mean, they definitely. I mean, come on. They foreshadowed the living crap out of his legs being
just
one of his weaknesses, one of
mess.
his only weaknesses.
yeah,
You know.
Well, you know, that's got to be the only reason that he isn't actually taking out one of the Inquisitors during this whole mess.
Yeah, he's slowed. His leg damage is slowing him down with his normal speed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do find it very interesting that the legs have nerve receptors in them, so it's almost like he is actually feeling pain when the legs do take a hit.
I mean, Vader always felt pain when he got hit. You know, you see Vader make
And when they poke Luke's hand.
Did you voice Vader back in the day?
Can you do that again?
So next, what happens next is not all of them, but some of the Mandalorians go down. They're killed in this next sequence.
Thinning the herd.
Thinning the herd.
Down go the red shirts.
And Merrick talks. What happens next? He's talking to Maul. He says, "I will see your demise." And then Maul says, "You are just another pawn of Darth Sidious. He has disposed you to die just like he did me."
Talking about hitting you with a truth bomb.
And then Greg, let's have a 30-second moment of silence. Spybot gets killed by Merrick.
No. I actually put my hands up and screamed in the theater.
And doesn't he yell "Master" when he's dying? He's like,
Yeah, he's
"Master,
like, Master! As he gets cut in half and falls into the acid.
It was great because Maul actually looks upset about it.
He did look upset
He's
about
like,
it.
he was sad Spybot's gone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he didn't skip a beat and, you know, get himself pasted over it, but...
He was mad.
I was mad.
Well, it kind of sucks because, like you said, you've been a big Spybot fan the entire time. I've been loving him more and more each episode, and it's like, crap. Like,
no, he's gone.
That's like that hit me in the feels. I was like, I care for that little droid.
I mean, he could buy another Spybot, right?
It's not going to be the same. It's just not going to be the same, Paul. I don't care what you say.
It's true.
It's not the same Spybot.
It's true. It's true.
I'm going to have a Memorial Spybot 3D print.
A memorial. I think you should 3D print him. Then we should slice him in half like the Inquisitor did and bury the body. I think that's what
Bury the body?
Yeah.
Or we could just get acid and melt it.
Whatever.
There could be that would be a really interesting like little display of like a sliced in half.
Oh yeah, with the melted like blade ends on it.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Or we could do half of it, make like the puddle of like the acid, and have half the body out with the head.
I'll just take all my failed 3D prints and I'll just melt them into a pile of glue,
around it,
and then I'll just put a little Spybot post episode 9 placard on it.
Let's not skip over the fact that we may have one of the coolest like little lightsaber moments again, where, and I think if you're not touching this, I'll touch on it now, where they're in the middle of that giant fight scene and there's that moment where it's just like the picture perfect paws of the four of them all crossing blades. Like, if I can get that picture as my new background, whether it's at my desktop or something, it's gonna be.
And you only see that spot where all the blades touch for like a millisecond.
Oh,
it's just
but the color on everybody,
it's glued in your mind.
Yeah, that was
another one of those times where you're sitting there and you're like, oh my god, that was awesome.
So, next, another one of Greg's favorite characters is getting the axe.
Which I'm still caught up on Spybot.
Sorry, but the other Zabrak,
Scorn the
Zabrak.
He went out like a boss, though.
It
he
was
did.
Cool.
Those 3 daggers into the stormtroopers' heads and stuff like that was pretty awesome.
I mean, he took like 5 or 10 blaster bolts and still was just taking them down.
Yeah,
dude was
he was like John Wick. I thought he was going to live forever.
I thought he was going to find a pencil and kill 3 dudes.
Yeah, well, he did. He found little daggers and he killed 3 dudes.
He had those on him.
Yeah.
Well, the best part is that you had the little, like right where the 3 troopers that he bladed was the spawn point, because then the next 3 troopers come in,
come
stand right in the same spot, and that's when he does that epic charge right at him and just wraps him in.
Another
right into the acid.
What comes up next is another amazing Darth Maul moment, and it was actually something I wish they showed in like all the trailers, and I wish they wouldn't have shown in the trailers. It's when he's fighting the Inquisitors, and all these troopers like kind of surround and are shooting, and he chucks his lightsaber and it gets all the troopers to come back, and then he blocks the Inquisitors.
So I didn't watch any of the trailers, so that was a pure moment for me, and I was loving it.
That was cool. The sound of his lightsaber spinning every time when he threw it or whatever was always awesome. It was always cool.
The fact that they did the lightsaber effect where they have it like you can see it in motion, like
the blur,
the blur, because they're also doing that with the saber throws.
Yeah,
it, like you said, it just gives such a better feel to it. It really does.
Yeah. So Maul, out of the kindness of his heart again, he tells Docky to go.
Did Devin already cross
at this point? Yes. I'm sorry. Yeah. We got a little messed up when we talked about the after that lightsaber blocking thing. Devin goes next. She force jumps to the thing and force jumps over.
Well, yeah, and she's also when Maul tells Docky to go, the skiff it's kind of stuck out in the middle after the Spybot death.
Yeah, because Rook
and it's starting to sink into the acid a little bit. And when she gets across, she's actually reaching out with the Force and holding it up.
Well, yeah, she almost drops it in when she jumps.
Right.
She does that jump, then it's like a really cool run at the top of the
neat.
Cave wall.
Yeah.
Hits the skiff, and by the time she gets over, she reaches back out and has to hold it back up. And now she's deflecting bolts while also trying
she's
to hold
holding
up
it up.
that skiff, which I thought was like it's just a cool detail,
think-
like an extra added.
Did it also seem like when Docky jumped that she also was using the force to pull him back
Yeah,
as well?
I
when
feel
he
like there
jumped?
was a little of that going on.
If they did, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
one.
I don't know. Maybe I'm retarded.
That is a thought that legitimately went through my head when I was like, is she pulling also? Like, as it was happening, that I had that thought too.
Yeah.
So,
After Docky is safe, when whoever's left is safe,
yeah.
Maul separates his lightsabers, and he continues to fight the Inquisitors. And he actually does best them a little bit, but when he bests them, he takes his turn.
Yep.
Totally.
As soon as he gets his moment for a break, he's off across the acid, and they pretty much just start to dip on it. And the Inquisitors say, "What?"
The Inquisitors say, "Inform him they are heading his way."
Yeah, I couldn't remember the exact wording of that. And so, what were you guys thinking when he said that? What was your first inclination?
Unfortunately, it was already ruined for me by that guy at work.
Yeah.
So I
Angel.
don't have a say in this, but Angel can.
Is that what was ruined for you?
Yeah.
That
Guy at work,
sucks.
you smell. You need to take a shower and scrub yourself with something that's
Yeah,
very
he
rough and
comes
gritty.
into work at like it's like 6 in the morning. Or like 7. I've been there since 6, and he comes in and's like, Did you watch Maul yet? I couldn't believe someone's. I'm like, dude, I work. I'm at work.
There's a special place in for people who do that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get to that reveal yet until we're at the
Okay.
end of this episode.
So
but
we're not going to actually reveal it.
The moment they say it,
Mm-hmm.
I've come to the final conclusion, which we talked about even before at the pre-show. Like, you were convincing me. I came to that conclusion.
So
Yeah,
you were right?
Say again?
You were right?
No, so my initial
Was he-
thoughts
He thought it was a Grand Inquisitor initially.
until the
Okay.
pre-show, and the more that you kind of talked about it, I got on board with who I thought it was going to be,
Yeah.
and obviously, the moment they said that as well, I was like, it's an absolute fact at this point.
So we'll quickly get to this reveal, but
I apologize. Can we back up one more time?
Yeah.
I just don't want to skip over this.
Nope.
Because this is our only time to really talk about it. Just the I gotta find my words here.
The Inquisition.
No.
Inquisition. Sorry, go ahead.
The constant view from Devon's eyes, yet again, like when they're fighting the Inquisitors, like I said, you see Maul's able to handle his business alone, kind of as I said, and then so Devon cross. Docky tells Devon to cross. She gets to safety. She then sees Maul make another selfless sacrifice. Docky go across. Now Maul's over there by herself, and yet again, what is she doing? She's watching Maul, like as you guys have already said, handling business over there. But like I said, you have to see all through Devon's eyes. You have to keep going back to Devon's eyes, what she sees Maul doing every single time, and it's just he's able to beat the Empire. Docky isn't. That's why he sent Docky over. Maul's making this selfless sacrifice. He's there for us. He's there for our survival. He is the survival. He is our last hope. So sorry, continue. I just don't want to lose that message of like constantly going back
And
to
it is
Devon's
true.
eyes.
It is true. All of his greatest things he does in these situations are when she's watching.
Yes, like I said, you have to see each of these situations through her eyes, and once you do, you see how she keeps getting manipulated.
Do you guys feel like maybe Maul purposely backs off his skill a little bit when he's fighting like the Inquisitors because he wants Devon to feel like she's included in helping, and he wants Docky to feel like he's included in helping.
100%.
Do you think he backs off a little bit? Do you think he, you see a little bit, there wasn't much of a fight once Docky leaves, but Maul kind of handles them pretty easily once Docky leaves. Like, do you think he's, like, purposely letting the battle come to them and be more than what it should be?
Oh, I think he's definitely got his foot, he's letting his foot off the gas a little bit to let her...
It's an interesting thought, to say the least, because like you said, like it kind of allows her to feel included with him, and like you see him kind of then help Docky, but like at the end, like Maul's still able to handle them by himself, whereas like I said, if you pay attention, Docky's always with one of them. So yeah, you could potentially make that argument. That's a good, interesting thought on it.
Okay. So, all right. So then they get to like the woods, and Rook says she's going to scout ahead
into the fog, the dense
into
fog.
the dense fog where you don't really see any light or anything.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Dagobah fog.
This is interesting too. Devin actually tells Maul she's sorry for the loss of his friends. You know,
She's sympathizing and empathizing with him.
and yeah, but it's like Maul's facial expression kind of looks like he's shocked in a way, because he also might not have ever had anyone really.
Well, he's also probably not having gone through that, expecting to lose almost his entire crew, and the people that have been with him and there for him, whether they were paid or not, aside.
I don't know if that's personally. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think Maul has such great vision that he sees all of these threads as something that pulls Devin to his side. Because obviously he sees Devin at his side. That's why he's sticking around. So I'm almost seeing it as it's just I'm humanizing myself for her.
Well,
This
do
is
you think
pulling
that those
her
things
towards
are
me.
mutually exclusive? Like, he could still feel the loss.
I don't think Maul cares about those extra Mandalorians. I think he cares about Cass, like just because of her loyalty.
Or
The Zabraks?
Spybot, the
I think-
Zabraks.
Okay, yeah. The Zabrak's a good point because then, like you said, like they were sent to help Maul from Mother Talzin. So, okay, I'll take the Zabraks and
Yeah, I
and
don't think
Spybot.
I don't think he gives a one hoot about the
Mandalorians that
Yeah.
ever took their helmets off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's, and I don't think he felt bad about the ones that tried to run away with the credits and got blown up either.
Yeah.
In the other
It was nice
episode.
seeing them get blown up right away. but-
Yeah, that was a little bit of instant karma.
So she scouts ahead, and you hear her. She comes back into the picture slightly, and she's like, someone is out there, and then she like gets
Oh, yeah.
sucked into the
Full on, like, lassoed around the ankles. and
like
dragged.
horror. That's like horror movie
Yeah,
stuff. Like it's
like what we did with.
The sounds that you hear when she gets taken in. Do you ever hear a lightsaber blade?
no.
It was straight up Force.
So you hear the Force pull her in. You never hear a lightsaber blade at that point. It almost sounds maybe there's like a crunching noise. So, essentially, what are most people thinking when she gets pulled in? Like, what happened to her?
Dinosaur.
I think he probably just threw her out of the way.
I'm saying, like, do you have any thought of her possibly being dead? Like, do
I don't
you
think so.
Do you think the audience
I think at this
primarily
point,
thinks she
I think
died
at this
right
point her character's too important just to like assume she died. Like I think you'd have to physically see her die.
Well,
her
yeah.
to be dead.
I mean, the crunch. The crunch really. Like, I noticed the crunch, like you were saying, Angel. But to me, that could very easily be her hitting something, like a branch or a piece of a ship or something, or it could very easily be her, being turned into a tin can.
So the reason I like very closely paid attention to that is because of the armor theory, right? This is where she gets sucked away. She's literally and physically sucked away from all sides. Sent into the fog, you do not see her. Is this where the final separation occurs? And
I mean, she has to make Maul's legs. She has to. I mean, the only answer is going to be to this is he gets pure Beskar legs.
I mean, she could still become the armorer, right? He could hear that she's alive and go to see her.
maybe she has no
builds-
head, and that's why she has maybe her head. She loses her head.
and they just give her a droid head.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, think about it though. She could, at this point, like Angel's saying, the separation from Maul, right? She starts to rebuild her life, and she joins the Children of the
Watch.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if I was mixing my Game of Thrones. It's been a long day. She joins the Children of the Watch, becomes their leader and the armorer, right? And then who's to say that Maul doesn't hear about this and find her, and she fixes his legs or gives him some kind of better armoring and plating on his legs and says, "I've built a life here. I cannot continue to go with you." And that's that. I respect you and all that stuff. And I'm wearing obviously the helmet with the
I think her character was a lot of fun. I just can't see her being a side after this. I think she'll be back in season 2. I would think. I just can't see
Yeah.
her being Connor. Her character, like, we don't know a ton about the character, right? She was in Clone Wars. I think just Clone Wars. Other than this, right? She wasn't ever in anything else.
I think just in terms of like animation or
Even live action.
Yeah, she wasn't in-
I don't think she's potentially not in
Yeah.
live action. But I know isn't she in the comics? Isn't she the one that saves Maul from Sidious?
Yeah, she breaks him out of prison or
Correct.
something.
So she's in the comics. She's in Clone Wars, but no. Apart from that, I don't think she's in anything else.
All right, so the next, I mean, whoever wants, I mean, anyone can reveal it. Whoever wants to reveal it can reveal it.
Just go for it.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, so next we hear the classic breathing. Vader walks in through the fog, ignites his lightsaber.
I got chills.
Amazing colors once again on the fog and on his face.
Oh, just that.
The classic, like, reddish-looking eyes. No, it was,
I was just, when he walked in, I was just like, oh, are they ending the show?
Well,
is season 2 a lie? Like, what are we doing here?
Well, we all had them theories and stuff, and I actually came up with I thought a pretty compelling argument that it was going to be the Emperor, only because like it would have been a good opportunity for Maul to show Devin that's why we need each other, you know. But obviously,
This is why we still need each other.
yeah. So the episode ends. Another amazing episode. Renting the theater to see it was awesome as well, with the loud sound and the screen.
That made it so much better.
But like, the episode went by like that. It was over, and it's 22 or 24 minutes. It was over in the snap of a finger.
Yeah.
Because it was another super fun episode.
Yep. Hashtag free Mrs. Lawson.
Yes. Still no sign of Mrs. Lawson anywhere. But yeah, it was awesome. Like I just can't once again come up with. I mean, the only negative things we could say is that some characters we started liking died, but like there's still no negatives I could find with this show.
I have a negative.
What's that?
It was only 24 minutes long.
Yeah. I mean, like, what's crazy to me is I saw that after all the episodes were released, it was dropped down to, like, 98% now on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, who is that one asshat who said something bad about the show, these freaking stupid review people?
It was somebody who likes Spybot also.
It's probably what it was.
It was Greg. It was Greg.
I couldn't even bring myself to do that because he went out like a boss.
Yeah.
You know?
So. But yeah, that's our episode 9 of Maul Shadow Lord.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
11, 12 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying to Paul off camera, it's impossible. I don't understand how it's even possible that they keep every episode just better and better and better and better, and they just keep doing it.
We have to have more lightsaber combat, though, in this show than anything ever.
I was actually thinking about that.
There has to be.
When I was on my way home last night, I was like, man, like, I feel like so much of that episode was epic lightsaber battles.
We saw more lightsabers in this show than we do when the Jedi come and save Obi-Wan and Padme and Anakin and Geonosis.
There's more lightsaber battles than that than the last time I played Battlefront.
Yeah, it's
true.
It's it's crazy, but yeah. So that's the episode. The normal things like
subscribe,
share,
Spotify.
Comment in the comments if there's a better animated episode up until this point across Star Wars media.
Yeah,
that's gonna be tough.
Maybe
we'll have that argument.
Clone Wars Season 7, Order 66 episode, or like the Battle of Mandalore episode. If you go to Rebels,
or even Kaden Jarrus' last stand episode.
That's what I'm saying.
Stuff,
like maybe a couple Rebel
we'll have to
episodes.
We'll have to do an episode on that, like what we think the greatest episodes through animation
I say,
are.
is this recency bias, or was it actually
It was
as
good.
incredible
It was
as
incredible.
I still feel this grand elation.
I don't feel cheated in any way whatsoever
No,
from this show.
no. Talk about the devotion to this, and just everybody who was put into this project cared, and you feel it. Like I still feel the emotion from it.
Yeah. Yep.
I had a hard time going to sleep last night after this.
Yeah. No, it was.
I was just.
It'll get watched again tonight.
Oh, for sure.
So. But yeah, so thanks for watching.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Paul. This is Greg. Angel over here. And this is the One Way Out Star Wars podcast.
May the Force be with you.
Always.